So today we're going to look at step-by-step approach on how to trade the market. That is step-by-step ways to find your trade using the smart money way, okay, or trading with the smart money concept. All right. So the first step to do is to identify your trend direction. Let's say you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and you want to trade with ICT or SMC. What should you do to find your trade setup? All right. So this is what we're going to talk about right here. So the first thing you need to do is to determine the trend direction of the market. All right. Determine the trend by marking the breakout structure or the change of character in the market. So now I have the pair of gold right here. We're going to analyze gold and see where it's going to go. Is it going to play out or we're going to lose money? Okay. So now we see gold consolidating around this place. We have a consolidation around here. Price push up like this. Now we're having a downtrend to the downside around this place. Okay, so you need to analyze the market, see whatever is doing, and then file your trade setup according to whatever the market is doing. Okay, so looking at this place, we have price push to the downside, price push up, push to the downside, and push up. All right, so now we have this failure swing around here. This is a failure swing down below here. Let me mark it for this one right here. Let me bring this one to the downside. All right, so we have a failure swing down below here, price push up. We have this first change of character at the top here. Okay, so failure swing happened down below here. There was a change of character here. Okay, this is a wick. All right, so we won't take this place to be a massive change of character because most of the time we want to see the body of the candle close above the high of the previous candle, but this one, it seems the wick is closing above, so we won't take this place to be a valid change of character. But the failure swing that happened around here is an indication that price wants to reverse to the upside. Okay, and we have a push down, push up, push down. You can see, so the price caused a failure swing around here, came back to this key level and pushing to the upside. All right, so you need to break the market down to know whatever it's doing so that you know where to trade to. All right, so we have another. Let's take this one to be our massive change of character, because this one was the wick and we are not going to take the wick. We're taking this one to be a massive change of character around this place. So let me bring this one to the top. Okay, so this is our massive change of character. All right, so from analysis, we can see that price is changing from downtrend, consolidating right here, and now pushing to the upside based on whatever we are seeing on the chart right now. So this is what we need to do. Determine the trend direction, break the market down, and know whatever the market is doing. All right, the next thing you need to do is to identify your high probability order block. This change of character that happened, what candle led to this change of character here? Okay, so I'm gonna take this candle to be that candle, this last candle here, to be the strong order block candle. Okay, because it is this candle that led to the change of character around this place. All right, so first step is to identify the trend direction. That is what you need to do. Second step is you need to identify your high probability point of interest, either order block, either fair value gap, or any zone that you want to trade in. You need to identify. Okay, now the order block, there are so many ways to identify a massive order block. I have a video on that one too on the channel. You can go check them out. All right, so you can see we have this strong momentum candles pushing to the upside. This candle is what I'm talking about. All right, this is a strong momentum candle indicating that the zone is very strong zone because of the candle that was pushing from the zone to the upside, causing the change of character. Okay, so the next thing you need to look out for is to identify your entry and your exit. We've been able to identify the direction. We've identified the high probability key level, that is this zone, and the next thing is to identify our entry and our exit. So our entry is going to be this key level right here. This zone is going to be our entry zone. So the next thing we want to see is for price to come down into our key level. Then we take the trade from here to the upside. All right, so that is it. Let's see whether price is going to come into our key zone, and then we take the trade from there to the upside. Now you can see price is tracing down into our key level. you can see price is coming. We have a tap into the key level. Okay, so when this thing happens, now you switch to the downside, switch to the smaller time frame, and you look for your confluence. When we talk about confluence, it means adding different confirmations together to make sure that the trade becomes a high probability trade. All right, so you scale down to the smaller time frame and you look for your confirmations. You take the trade from there to the direction that you want to take the trade. All right, so now we scale down to the smaller time frame. I'm gonna be using a 15 minutes for this trade. So this is the smaller time frame, and I'll be using the 30 minutes instead of the 15 minutes. All right, so this area is where we have the tapping into the zone. So we have the tapping into the zone around this place. Okay, so once we have the tapping, now we're looking for confirmation around here or confluence around here to back our trade to the direction or to the upside. So we have price break structure around here. This is a break of structure. We have price created this liquidity. We are taking this liquidity, that is the low here. Price push down. This is the tapping. Price push up. So we want to see a confirmation around this place before we take the buy from there to the upside. All right, so now we have a valid, another change of character around here. This is the entry zone. Okay, so inside the zone we have another change of character in the zone. All right, so this place will become our trade entry. That is trade entry around here. This is going to be our key level, that is our order block in the smaller time frame. This is where our stop loss is going to be down below here, and we target the high, that is 1:3 or 1:2. All right, so now let's go back to the bigger picture. All right, so the bigger picture is this one, and let's see how this trade is gonna be. So now you can see this price is going up. This is a multiple confluence trade, and this is what to do to find your trade entry if you are trading with ICT or SMC. Okay, so we have another break of structure around here. Now you can see gold is pushing to the upside. A break of structure to the downside right here. So we need to find your key level also around that place for another trade entry confirmation. It's gonna be somewhere around here. Okay, so you can take another buy. Stop loss is gonna be below the key level, and you target. Now you see price pushing up. So this is the steps to follow if you want to find a trade setup using ICT or SMC. You need to determine the trend based on what we just go through right now. Determine the trend and identify your high probability order block, fair value gap, or your point of interest. That is the key level that you want to take the trade from. And the next one you need to do is determine your entry and also your exit by going to the smaller time frame to add more confluence to the trade entry so that you have more probability of winning. That is, you have more chances of the trade going in your direction. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in my next video.